Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Our today's topic is direct, indirect, and the narrations of the sentences, and that is considered a very important topic in English language subject, whatever we study, and it is particularly useful for the graduations and post-graduation programs. We actually classify the articles into different categories. The one is termed as definite articles. In definite articles, we include the that has a multiple use in the daily routine life and in sentences, compositions, and then prepositions and essay writing, passive writing, and whatever we do in English language. Actually, the is of a great importance. That is known as definite articles. The second kind, though, is indefinite articles. Indefinite articles consist of a slash and. So two, uh, you know, different things can be used to represent a and an for the this particular indefinite articles. It is very important topic, so I would like to define article, what it is to be known. Basically, an article is an adjective. Like adjectives, article modify nouns. English has two articles, the and a slash an. The is used to refer to specific or particular nouns. A slash an is used to modify non-specific or non-particular nouns. We call the definite article and a and an the indefinite article I just told you previously. So we starting up the lecture with the two articles. Definite article is equal to the articles. That is the the that we use in our writing a lot. A slash and that is indefinite articles. For example, if I say let's read the book, let's read the book. I'm in a specific book. If I say let's read a book, I mean any book rather than a specific book. Is another way to explain it. The is used to refer to a specific or a particular member of a group. For example, I just saw the most popular movie of the year. There are many movies, but only one particular movie is the most popular. Therefore, we used the in the previous sentence. Similarly, moving further to a and an, a slash an is used to refer a non-specific or a non-particular member of the group. For example, I would like to go see a movie. Here, we are not talking about a specific movie. We are talking about any movie. There are many movies, and I want to see any movie. I don't have specific on in mind. So there's no option this time around. Once we do have a specifications, we would go the movie, and when we see any movie, that will be a movie. Let's look at each kind of article like a little more closely. We just try to learn them. Indefinite articles a and an signal that the noun modified is indefinite, referring to any member of a group. For example, my daughter really wants a dog. My daughter really wants a dog. This refers to any dog. We don't know which dog because we haven't found the dog yet. Second clause would be somebody call a policeman. This refers to any policeman. We don't need a specific policeman. We need any policeman who is available to rescue or to support whenever he's asked. And the third one is when I was at the zoo, I saw an elephant. Here we're talking about a single non-specific thing. In this case, an elephant. There are probably several elephants at the zoo, but we there's only one we are talking about here. Another classifications of A in and would definitely be very popular that you must have known. Vowel and consonants, use of vowel and consonant sounds, that's also known as sound. Remember, using A or N depends on the sound that begins the next word. So I a singular noun beginning with consonant, a boy, a car, a bike, a zoo, a dog, and how we use and singular noun beginning with the vowel, an idiot, an orphan, an apple, an elephant, an onion, an ink pot, a singular noun beginning with a consonant sound, a user. Sounds like user begins with a consonant Y. So is used university. Basically, we see that the numbers of vowels are A, E, I, O, U. But here it's sound also making a difference. University, though included in the vowel family, but since pronunciation is U, it's not A, O, E. So we would rather use a university than an university. Similarly, an implication on consonant is also found that in case where H is pronounced such as historical and hour, for example, Hour, hour. Basically, it's a consonant family, but we are bring an hour because hour is pronounced not hour. If it was pronounced hour, then it could have been taken as a hour, but it since the hours, so we understand it's representing whole family. An historical event is worth recording. In writing, a historical event is more commonly used. Remember that this rule also applies when you use acronyms. Introductory composition, first year writing, or maybe intermediate level of English, we generally believe and use them. Uh, if the noun is modified by an adjective, the choice between a and depends on the initial sound of the adjective that immediately follows the article or broken act. An unusual problem. An unusual problem. A European country begins with consonant Y, sounding U, as I just mentioned earlier, that can have an impact. Another example, I'm a teacher. I am a member of a large group known as a teacher. Bri- Brian is an Irishman. Brian is a member of the people known as Irish. Siko is a practicing Buddhist. Siko is a member of the group of people known as Buddhist. So definite article to further elaborate my point. Definite article is used before singular and plural nouns when the noun is specific or particular. This signals that the noun is definite, that it refers to a particular member of a group. For example, the dog that bit me ran away. Here we're talking about a specific dog, the dog that bit me. I was happy to see the policeman who saved my cat. We're talking about a particular policeman who came and offered help, rescued the dog from the thief. Another point, I saw the elephant at the zoo. Here we are talking about a specific noun. Probably there is only one elephant at the zoo that we are talking about. So, I mean, particularly we are using it up. We further actually put another category that count in non-count nouns. The can be used with the non-count nouns. The articles can be omitted entirely. I love to sail over the water. Some specific body of water. I love to sail over water. Any water. And by example, he spilled the milk all over the floor. Some specific milk. Perhaps the milk you bought earlier that day. He spilled milk all over the floor. Any milk. So it's not a habit. It's an event occurred. You are representing to a few can be used here. A slash I can be used only with count nouns. So remember indefinite article with the count nouns and definite articles with the non-count nouns. For example, putting milk on the floor, you cannot count it, but it was definitely worth mentioning you bought milk early in the morning or maybe the same day. And it counts noun cases. I need a bottle for water. I need a new glass of milk. So here is a counting we can see. Most of the time you can't say she wants water unless you are employing, say, a bottle of water. So another classifications we saw here, count and non-count. In non-count cases, we put that different article the, and to count cases we D, A, and N. For the deliberations, do not use the, here we cannot use the name of most countries, territories, for example, Italy, Mexico, Bolivia. However, the Netherlands, the Dominican Republic, the Philippines, the United States. For example, we just want to represent any person from the country, the British. So if you're using the British city, a British for a country, so we will not use the before a country. But if we use if it's a Pakistan, for example, Pakistan is a country, and if it's a the Pakistan, that means a person from Pakistan, citizen from Pakistan. Names of cities, towns, or states, Seoul, Manitoba, Miami, the Lahore. We cannot use the Lahore. We cannot use the Washington. If it is the Lahore or the Washington, we are just pinpointing towards the people. Names of street, we cannot use. Washington Boulevard, Main Street, no, we cannot use. Names of lakes and bays, Lake Titicaca, Lake Era, except with a group of lakes, the Great Lakes. And other things we cannot use the names of mountains, Mount Everest, Mount Fuji, except for the ranges of mountains that we are representing the family, then we can use the Andes or the Rockies or unusual names like the Madron. Similarly, name of continents, Asia, Europe, we are not going to use the before them. Names of islands, Easter Islands, Norway, Key West, except with island chains like the Hebrides, the Canary Islands, etc. Similarly, do use the. No, it's a case of using the before something. Name of the rivers, oceans, and sea, the Nile, Passover, the dams, points on the globe, the equator, the North Pole, geographical areas, the Middle East, the West, the deserts, forests, the gulfs, and peninsulas, the Saharas, the Persian Gulf, the Black Forest, the Arabian Peninsula. So we do use the for them. Moving further, names of languages and nationalities: Chinese, English, Spanish, Russians. Unless you are referring to the populations of the nations, Spanish are known for the warm hospitality. So if we understand this Spanish means people from Spanish or Spanish citizens. Names of academic subjects: mathematics, biology, history, computer science. Names for sports: football, hockey, baseball, etc. We do not use the with them. I am sharing an exercise with you, and I'll try to put exercise complete here. Starting exercise A. I'm from Winchester, Hampshire. Winchester is a city in the United Kingdom. I live in a town called the Taunton, which is on the River Taun. I live in a house in the Court Street in the countryside. A street is called the street is called Hudson Street, and the house is more than 100 years old. Like the books, music, taking the photographs. I usually have a lunch at college. I usually go to home uh, by car. We have all kinds of food in England. I like a Polish food very much. Sometimes I go to the Polish restaurants in Bath. The restaurant is called Magda. As a Polish food is delicious. The Polish food is delicious. So you can have some exercises here, exercise A, B, or you could call them the numbers one, two, and three. Well, you will have answer keys also. So you will have that on page 8. I'm from Windsor, Hampshire. Windsor is a city in the United Kingdom. I live in a town called Taunton, which is the River Taun. I live in a house in a Point Street. So there's a key available also. You can consult and you can be a proficient in using your articles, definite and indefinite articles that we commonly use. We just try to put and learn every day's English. I just explained in my previous lectures that it's not possible to learn English on frequent basis. It's not learned overnight. Even few lectures in semesters, I believe you need to have a passion to learn your language, and it takes years of life for everything you have around you, and you enjoy yourself learning a language. And these are few of the topics we generally use. Uh, the only advice to improve yourself is obviously your practice, because it's not kind of mathematics, science, or computer that we use and enjoy the answers or the support. It is the use. Actually, we use article, we use sentence, we use parts of speech, and we try to put them into the applications. Only then we are able to learn them well. So I hope my this little effort would make you aware that how we can use articles that I mean, quick flashback, the two articles, the definite articles, the and where do we use the, where do we not use the. I've just explained. You can go through my lecture. Similarly, indefinite articles, a slash and. Again, there are a few do's and don'ts where we use or not, and you can have number of support from the books or your internet data or maybe any lectures, millions of lectures in that. It's just an effort just to try to learn English as much as possible by practicing, by using their things, and uh, just making sure that you are stepping further after every lecture and you enjoy also. This is the only way you can learn. So this is a topic, a very important topic. Instead, you will definitely have a question from your paper in the final exams that how to use the A and hope you understood and thank you very much for now. And we gonna see you the next lecture with the next day, inshallah.